Hey guys, it's Bella and welcome to my channel. So for today's video I have my plan with me for the 12th of April to the 18th of April, and I'm using this kit from Mum and Me Handmade Designs. This is the Moonchild kit and this is in the older format because her kits have recently been reformatted, so all of her newer releases are slightly different. There are more half boxes and icons and different things like that. But yeah, as always, I do have my base down, so I have the washi and the date covers as well as my sidebar. So I'm just zooming this in a little bit and then I will get started. I think I was just organizing my pages, and I think I was also listening to music at this point, so I think I was trying to get my music to play and whatnot. But yeah, I do want to apologize for this video going up really late. I did film this last Friday, so the 23rd. I was like, I had to think of what the date was. But yeah, the 23rd, and then I just haven't got around to editing it. I did try to edit it, I think, on the Friday that I filmed it, but I got interrupted while doing my voiceover, and I was kind of rambling, and I don't know, it was kind of a mess, so I ended up scrapping it. But yeah, and I do apologize for being like behind with my videos. I'm hoping to slowly catch up and probably add some like rewind spreads in between like the current weeks, or like wherever we are, I guess. But yeah, so back to the, I guess, plan with me. I guess I was just putting down my full box on Monday, and then I did also add in the glitter headers and also the today header, because this kit did come with glitter headers and script headers, so I decided to color block, and also the full boxes pretty much matched the colors as well, so it worked well to color block the spread. So starting off on Monday, the first thing that I marked down was that I had a driving lesson. So I'm using this car icon from the sticker party and then just writing that in with my Uniball Signo pen in 0.7. But yeah, Monday I think was a very, like that Monday was a very lazy day, or like not lazy day, but like I just didn't do a lot. So I did sort of struggle to fill out the space because this kit, like I said, is in the older format. So there was only one half box for each color, and then like I think 4 labels for each color maybe, or there might have been a few more, I can't remember exactly the amount, but there was like a few labels for each color plus the one half box for each color. So I ended up pulling in some flags from my sort of reusable sticker book. So these ones were from freebies that I had a long time ago, and I don't know where they're from, so I couldn't tell you, but I decided to use those on Monday just to fill in the space for like the few things that I did do, because I didn't want to use like the half box or too many labels in one section, if that makes sense. So I marked in that I filmed the previous week's plan with me, which was the Simply Watercolor Co. Hazel plan with me, which is up on my channel if you do want to go and see that. So that little penguin sticker, I believe, is from Sinister Designs, who is no longer open. So yeah, and then at the bottom I marked in going to Pilates, because we had recently been going to Pilates on Mondays because the Monday class is no longer a cardio class. And I can't remember if this was the week that our Thursday instructor started teaching the Monday class, or if this was the last week of like the original instructor, like that was her last class. I can't remember, but yes, anyways. And then in the middle I also just used another one of those little flags to mark in working on my Korean, because I am trying to teach myself Korean. I'm using a textbook series that I got off Amazon, which is called Korean from Zero. There are 3 books in the series, and they do also have a website that has like the MP3 audio and also the like a digital copy of the textbook, I guess, which is nice. So yeah, I've really been enjoying that, and I've found myself like really effectively learning from that. And then I have also restarted my Duolingo practice, like doing Korean on Duolingo, which I think is also making a lot more sense now that I have like this workbook to cover all the grammar and the vocab and whatnot. So yeah, so I use the pencil and paper sticker, which is from Style Paper Studio. And then at the top I marked in my meal and TV, which that day I watched Vincenzo, which I believe this week that I'm planning was the week that they had their little hiatus. So like that weekend there wasn't any new episodes, and then this past weekend there was, like this past weekend when it came back from hiatus, and then this upcoming weekend is the sort of like final 2 episodes. So yeah, I really enjoyed the show, so I definitely recommend it if you're into K-dramas, and especially like I guess like legal and crime sort of K-dramas, because that's, I guess, kind of the genre. But yeah. So then moving on to Tuesday, again, put my glitter headers, and then I also used the to-do header, because I did try to alternate between today to do and little things. And then I'm just filling in my thread. So again, I was working on Korean, because I think I started a chapter on the Monday, and then I was just finishing off the chapter and the like sort of workbook questions on the Tuesday. And then I also marked in bringing in the bins, and then I did also go and do a grocery run that day. So yes, and then I also just marked in my health insurance was due that day, although I had already paid it, which this was the first month that had the new like payment charge, because the health insurance rate always gets changed in April, like it always goes up by like a certain amount. So yeah, this was like the first payment in the new like amount. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm like thinking it in my head, and I just try to like formulate words that makes sense. I'm struggling with that, but anyways. So yeah, and then I also marked in that I received my delivery from my US, which is my mail forwarding service that I use to purchase from American shops. So that arrived that day, which was very exciting, and I can't wait to use the kits that I purchased. And then I also marked in applying for a graduate program, so that laptop sticker is from Purple Bunny Prints. And then the flag was from the kit, and then the sort of mail icon is from a shop that is no longer open. So yes. And then moving on, actually no, first before I move on to Wednesday, I think I was marking in my meals and TV. So for my TV, I was watching Tale of the Nine-Tailed, which is another K-drama, which I have almost finished. I think I have 2 more episodes left, but I have really been enjoying that as well. It's a really, really good show. So yeah, definitely one if you're into sort of like fantasy kind of genre, like fantasy and also kind of horror, I guess, because it does have like a few kind of jump scares and like horror elements. But yeah, it's really cool. It has a lot of like references to Korean mythology, which is really, really cool and interesting. So yeah. Then moving on to Wednesday, I marked in again my grid headers, and then I also used the little things header. And then I think here is where I realized I needed to put my full box first, because it kind of went over the header, I guess. So then I just peeled the header up. This kit, I believe, was on premium matte paper, so it did peel up okay, although I did kind of rip the page, I think, at one point. So yeah, again, just putting in the glitter headers, and then I think I moved on to the actual plans. I think I started from the bottom on Wednesday, because I had a better idea of how I wanted to lay things out. So on the Wednesday, I marked in going to yoga to the studio that is close to my house, I guess, that like I guess she's considered a family friend now, but she runs it. So yes, I marked that in with a yoga mat from Purple Bunny Prints, and then the yoga script is from Her Right Designs. I also marked in picking up some compost bags from the library, because the council sort of runs the like bin system, I guess, and so they offer the liners for the compost bin, and we have like a little token system, so you get like 3 tokens for like a year, and that's basically how you pick them up. But the thing was that we had lost the tokens, and then we found them, I think it was like a month or 2 ago, and they expire in June. So Mum was like, okay, get some like at the point that we found the tokens. Then she's like, then go pick some up like in a few weeks, and then you know, before it ends, like before it expires and we get new ones, get like the final one, you know, so that the tokens don't go to waste. But yeah, so I ended up picking, I guess, the second batch that day, which is fine, because we do go through them quite frequently anyways, because we compost quite a lot. So yeah, and then I also just marked in going to light therapy, and I think this was the day that I spilled smoothie in my bag, which was completely an accident, because I got a smoothie, and I think I got it like right before getting the bus, or like, no, actually no, I think I got it before I went to light therapy. Then I went to light therapy and I walked to the bus stop, and by the time I'd gotten to the bus stop, I had finished my drink, but there was like no bin at that bus stop to throw my drink in, and so I was like, oh, it's empty, I'll just put it in my bag, and there wasn't enough things in my bag to keep it like stable, so it ended up spilling in my bag, because it was quite liquidy, because sometimes they make the smoothies really thick and sometimes they make them quite liquidy, and I didn't realize that it was, I don't know, there was probably still a little bit left, so it ended up spilling my bag, and I didn't really notice until I got to my other bus stop. And yeah, I kind of freaked out a little bit because my wireless earphones were in my bag, and so I was like, oh, I hope I didn't ruin them, but I didn't, thankfully. I just had to sort of clean off the case and sort of get rid of the stickiness, but yeah, thankfully nothing got ruined. But oh, that was fun. Anyways, and then earlier that day I marked in sleeping in, which I ended up just cutting up part of the ombre checklist because I didn't have enough half boxes, like I said, and I did want a colour block. So I ended up just using the sleep mask from the GP Studio to mark in sleeping in and / having a lazy day. And then I also marked in reviewing some marketing notes because I am in the process of working on like a Google certificate. And yeah, I kind of have been slacking on it lately because I don't know, I just have. But I've been like retyping my notes from previous like lessons, I guess. Units. I was like, what's the word? From previous units to sort of like recap what I've learned, and also so that I have it written down in a way that makes a bit more sense. Because when I sort of take the notes for each unit, I kind of like make it so it makes sense while I'm doing it. But then if I go back, it might not necessarily make sense. I hope that makes sense. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyways. So yeah, so that kind of like planner notebook sticker is from Planning Like a Pro, I believe. It was left over from my Valentine's kit, I think so. So yeah, and then moving on to Thursday, again, just putting in the glitter headers and the full box, and then the header I used was the Today script. So then moving on to Thursday, I think I started from the top. I think here I was just trying to find stickers and write on the page and whatnot, but oh no, I marked in my meals and my TV for Wednesday, which Wednesday I was watching Run On, which again is another Korean drama. Seems to really be all that I watch, but anyways, which I don't know, I've been enjoying it, but I haven't been focusing on it as much just because it hasn't had me as hooked as the other two dramas that I've been watching. But once I sort of have like a little less to watch, I will probably go back to it and sort of continue. So yeah, so now actually going to Thursday, I think I started off marking my driving lesson. I think here I was just peeling stickers and writing on the sheet, because I do like to sort of pre-pick my stickers and put them in my reusable sticker book, so then I don't have to go searching for things. And then I do also like to write on stickers before I put them down on Thursday, so I don't have to worry about the coil, because this coil is massive. So like my planner is getting fuller, but it's nowhere near as chunky as it would be if the coil was smaller than what it is. So yes, the coil obviously is still in the way, but yeah. And then I think here I was just marking in that I had to make some phone calls that day because I did book brunch for Mother's Day, which then later on I had to fix because then I got a phone call, I think it was last week, and they were like, oh, actually you need to book online because you have to like pick a time and there's like a set menu and all this kind of stuff, yada yada yada. But anyways, but I wasn't told that day, so that day I just marked in calling to sort of make the booking. And then I also booked my osteopath appointment for the weekend that I was planning. And then I marked in Pilates, so that phone is from Very Cute Designs, the Pilates girl is from Fox and Cactus. I also marked in that my sort of charity donation for the Royal Life Saving Society came out that day, because it usually comes out on the 15th of each month, although I think I looked at the calendar that they have, and some months it does come out on a different date, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, and then again, just marked in reviewing some marketing notes, so that sticker is from Pepper Crown Planner, I believe. And then again, I just marked in editing the plan of me that I had filmed on the Monday. So that little kind of film camera icon is from Cress Press, which was left over from one of the monthly kits that I had used, I believe. So then moving on to Friday, I think here I was just trying to check like the pattern that I had done, although I didn't really follow a pattern. I like tried to follow a pattern, but I don't really think I followed a pattern. More so just like my usual pattern with my full boxes, and then sort of trying to alternate between like the today and the to-do and the little things, but I didn't really do like a pattern as such. So yeah, I think I was just trying to make sure that I didn't put things like next to each other, but anyways. So on Friday I put the today header, I think. Yes. So then the first things that I marked down, I was just writing in my Viki subscription, which is a streaming service, because that does get deducted on the 16th of each month. But yeah, first thing I actually put down in my planner was that I slept in and had a bit of a lazy day. I had hoped to sort of like get up early and sort of be super productive, but I think that day I ended up waking up at like 11ish because I was just exhausted. So yeah, I didn't do a lot, and then I was waiting for a package to arrive, which arrived sort of like midday, which was my order from Craft Online, which is sort of like a craft supply store, I guess. They sell like a lot of things, but they sell a lot of the like silhouette products, and I had to order some new cutting mats for my machine, so I received those that day, which was super exciting, and I have since used them, and they're actually really nice. They're so much better than the old mats. I did get the light hold, but it's still really, really nice for the paper that I use. So yeah, so that Happy Mail sticker is from Stuck on New Designs, although I don't think she has those in her shop anymore, but I could be wrong. And then I ended up doing some designing that day. I started working on a new kit, so I was doing like the full boxes and whatnot that day, which is super exciting. And then this past week I actually finished that kit, so I'm very, very excited. I'm not quite sure exactly when I'm going to have new releases. It's sort of just like a slow approach. So once I have a better idea, I will make a formal announcement, but yeah. So that laptop sticker is from Style Paper Studio. And then, like I said, I had my Vicky subscription due, so I marked that in with the bill due sticker. And then I also marked in light therapy again, and then I did go to the city with my mum that evening, which was really, really fun. Because she did want to buy some clothes. We ended up going to Uniqlo, and then we had a look, I think, in Cotton On and a few other shops. So I saw some things that I liked, but I didn't buy anything that day. And then we did end up going for dinner, and we went and had Korean food, which was really, really nice. So yeah, and I did this nifty trick that I've seen a lot of people do, where if you have like a half box and you need to sort of like make it smaller, you sort of cut the half box and then layer it on itself, which was fun. Like, I had never tried that before, but it worked out really well, so I was able to fit in everything that I needed to fit in on the Friday. And again, I also cut up another one of the ombre heart checklist to make an extra little half box. But yeah, and then at the top I just marked in my dinner, and I did also write down my dinner for Thursday, and then I did put that later on. But yeah, anyways, so then moving on to the weekend, I'm just putting in my full box in the middle of Saturday. I think here I was just struggling with like getting this straight, but I got it eventually. And then I put the to-do header at the top, and I'm trying to remember if I did Sunday's header and full box at the same time. Let me see what I do here. I don't think I did. No, I planned Saturday and Sunday separately. So on Saturday, the first thing I marked down was going to yoga, which I think this was the first week back at the other studio that we go to, which that was fun. We were both a little rusty because we don't like do the same type of yoga at both studios. So one studio we go to, we do sort of more of a vinyasa, and the other studio is more of a yin yoga. So different sort of exercises and stretches and positions and whatnot. But yeah, so we were both, me and my mum were both a little rusty, but it was still really good to go. And I handled it quite well, considering I was dealing with a sore knee this week, which was nothing to actually do with my knee. It was to do with like the muscles in my leg and stuff being super tense for whatever reason. I think I like did something funky during Pilates on the Monday, so my knee was like quite sore this week, but that all got sorted out. So yeah, and then I went to the osteopath, so that appointment sticker is from the kit. And then Mum and I went for lunch afterwards. We went and got sushi, and then we came home and had a nap, so I used that relax sticker, which I believe is from A Little Spark, I think, possibly. I'm not quite sure. And then in the afternoon, I just did a couple of things. So I ended up marking in proofreading a flyer for my dad, because my dad is in the process of making his own business, and so I'm helping him with sort of like the PR marketing kind of side of things. So yeah, so part of that is helping him with all his like promotional materials and whatnot. So I had to proofread his flyer for him and just tell him like what changes needed to be made and whatnot, but that was alright. And then I did end up uploading the plan with me that I had filmed earlier in the week. So that was that. And then the PPC sale was on this weekend that I planned. So I did place an order with Sadie Stickers, which was my first time ordering from her shop, and I'm very excited. I did pick up 2 kits, and then I also picked up a kit from Miss Meow, which is super exciting. So yeah, so the laptop sticker is from Paisley Prince Co, I believe. The YouTube icon is from Arctic Paper Studio, and then the credit card icon is one from one of my like printable kits that I used to have. But yeah, it's one from one of my kits, I guess. So then moving on to Sunday. Sunday I had a lazy day, so that lazy day icon is from the GP Studio. And then this day I ended up doing an Olaplex treatment, which I haven't done in the longest time because my mum switched to using Smart Bond, which is like a L'Oreal product. But we still have like a ton of Olaplex No. 3 containers. So I decided to do that. I decided to do that day, and then I also did a matcha face mask from the Body Shop because I have a ton of samples from when I used to work there. So I did that, and I had a nice little pamper day. So that hair washing sticker is from Fox and Cactus, and then the girl with the face mask is from Stick with Bonbon, I believe. And then I had a YouTube binge. So that YouTube binge, that YouTube icon again from the Arctic Paper Studio, not the Arctic Paper Studio, but anyways. And then again, I had to just check the edits that my dad had made to his flyer. So I used the little paper clip sticker, which is from Miss Meow, from like an old kit from when she was Regina Laughs. And then at the bottom, I just marked in pre-planning my April monthly spread. So I was just kind of like going through and writing my bills and just checking all the stickers that I needed, like pulling all the stickers that I needed for the spread and whatnot, which my April monthly video is live on my channel. I actually posted it before this video, so it'll be linked in the little end slate cards as well as in the Plan With Me 2021 playlist. So yeah, that little planner sticker is also from Crest Press from one of the monthlies. And then I just added in my meals at the top and just checked off my sidebar, I think. But yeah, here is the finished spread, which, like I said, I really like how this turned out. Something different, and I loved trying out a new shop. Obviously, I did have to work a little differently because this kit only came with a certain amount of boxes and whatnot. But like I said, this is an older format, so the new format is different and has more of the things that I would need. So I definitely want to try out one of the newer kits from the shop just to see what that's like. But I'm just showing you what I have left from the kit, which isn't really too much. It's sort of just mainly the functional items, like, you know, the headers and the sidebar and that kind of thing, and a few of the icons, but I did use like a good majority of the kit. And then what I have left, I will put into my reusable sticker books, and then I'm also kind of in the process of making like sheets with the stickers that I won't use, so like little reusable sticker sheets with the stickers that I won't use. And then I don't know, I might do a giveaway with those. I'm not quite sure if people would be interested in that, because it's kind of like a mishmash of different shops and different items from kits, like, you know, full boxes, half boxes, different labels or sidebar items, that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know, let me know if you'd be interested in that. I could do a giveaway, or maybe just put it on like one of the like planner groups as like a random act of kindness thing. But yeah, that is it for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe. And as always, all the shops will be linked down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.
We're going through phases. I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. I'm gone. Can't nobody love you like